Well, we've had another great morning at Sheffield Christian Life Centre as we've looked at the next in our series, The Blessed Life with Robert Morris. And today's message was all about generosity and this theme of how it's not really about how much we give so much as the heart behind how we give. And I thought it was a great message again.
I mean, one of the things that he brought out that I thought was really powerful and really reminded me about where the attitude that I need to have is that really generosity comes out of gratitude. It's being thankful for what we have and what God's already given to us that actually enables us to say, actually, I want to be generous. I want to give. And he highlighted, he pointed out that sometimes we can give, and we mentioned this last week, sometimes we can give because we are almost like in faith to say that we're expecting God to reward us for that. And it's not that we should expect that, but I mean, God does that because He is a God that rewards us. But really, our attitude should be that we want to give generously to God or to people or whatever God lays in our heart at the time, because we're grateful for what He's given to us. And that's where it all comes from, really.
Yeah, I mean, that reminded me of the passage in the Bible where Jesus talks about how out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Well, I found myself thinking in the same way, out of the overflow of our heart, the hand also gives. Yeah. And I think, we should, as Christians, give out of a place of praise and thankfulness for everything that God has done for us, rather than just thinking in your head, oh, well, I've got this much, so this is how much I should give. The attitude behind what we give is so much more important than just the amount.
Yeah. So he mentioned about the fact that really the opposite or the enemy of generosity is selfishness. And when we think about ourselves, that's really when we become people who find it really difficult to be generous. So we're choosing to be generous, and we're choosing to have an attitude of gratitude and to be thankful to God for what He's given to us. And we're going to choose to give. And it's been really great, actually, over this series and even today. We've heard some great testimonies of how God's provided for people, and they're putting these things into practice. And again, it's not about that. It's not about that, but it's so great to see our people's faith rise and to get excited about what God's doing, because God is doing something. He's always doing something. And we can be guilty sometimes of saying, like, God, we want you to do something, but God is doing stuff all the time. There's testimonies all over the place that we don't often get to hear, and we're making an effort at the moment to let people and to ask people to share their testimonies about what God's doing, and it's having a massive effect. So we want to invite you to come down and see us this Sunday coming up. It'd be great to see you. We want to make you feel welcome and make you feel loved, and we're just enjoying our time together as a family, as we always do, and we want to include you in that as well. So why don't you come visit us on Sunday, 11 o'clock. It will be great to see you.
And why don't you try some of these principles as well for yourself, and find out, just as we are, that when you put God first in your finances, that you will really have a blessed life.
Yeah.